Nothing is right. How does this happen? How does this not be level? Nothing is right. So we can play this fun game where I drink a new beverage every video and then you guys can guess what it is. Kidding, that's like not a fun game for anybody at all. Good morning, children of the internet. Good morning, good night, good day, whatever time it is you're watching this video. It's morning for me right now. Today's video is of a fun little book called Hyperbole and a Half, which was conveniently spawned by the internet. Ali Brosh is the author of a blog by the same title called Hyperbole and a Half, where she makes these nice little drawings of herself and her dogs and her family and whatever else comes across her mind and pairs them with some very clever, biting, dry, sardonic prose storytelling, which is pretty much what this entire book is. This is like a little short compendium of several stories that she has included on her blog, and some more I think that she probably may have written just for this book, but I couldn't really be sure. I first came across Hyperbole and a Half when a friend of mine sent me an article that was from her blog called The Year That Kenny Loggins Ruined Christmas. It remains my favorite blog entry of hers to this day, and I highly recommend everyone check it out. This book is divided by color section. The whole thing is printed on photo stock, which makes it very, very challenging to lift and also read in the sunlight. Two of the same complaints I had about Yes Please by Amy Poehler. The whole thing is printed on photo stock and it's very heavy. It's very challenging to read and it's very heavy. But I do think that the different colored pages which indicate a new story worked very well. So you have all these multicolored sections when you look at it from the side or from the top, which I thought was kind of cute. This includes such great stories like God of Cake, which is a great blog entry of hers, and most of these are just, well, it says right on the front, unfortunate situations, flawed coping mechanisms, mayhem, and other things that happen, which is generally what Ali Brosh tends to write about in her blog anyway. It spent some time on the New York Times bestseller list, which I think is interesting for a book of this kind. It's not a novel, it's not prose, it's just story after story, accompanied with pictures, which really make her words definitely come to life. The pictures that she draws also have some subtext in them that she writes in, sort of like paint. If you remember paint from old computers, that's what this reminds me of a lot. It was more eye-opening, this book, than the stories that I have read on her blog. There's some about depression and coping with life and how she doesn't find herself to be a really nice person or a great human being and she wants to try and be better. And there are more stories of dealing with that than things that outwardly made me laugh. That's not to say I wasn't laughing out loud in a public place to myself while reading this, because I definitely was. But it was more sad than I was anticipating. Nevertheless, somehow still uplifting and funny, which is challenging to do, so I do applaud Ali Brosh for that. If this sounds like it's of interest to you, or if you're familiar with Hyperbole and a Half, please let me know in the comments. I would love to chat about this kind of sort of humor compendium a little bit more. I think I gave this 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads just because I wanted to be a little more amused than I was. I was expecting a Kenny Loggins story, and there were a couple like it, but nothing quite like that. As always, thanks for watching. Links to whatever you might want to find are down in the box below. I hope you're having lovely weeks and lovely lives, and I'll see you very soon with another review.